I do call him Black Jesus.
Exactly.
Yep.
But I would never call him that.
That's disgusting. If you eat,
No.
if you eat Hershey's bar for fun, you like golf balls in your mouth.
Really weird. So, I'm a really simple guy when it comes to women. What is wrong with you?
I ask myself that every day.
I don't know what the hell happened from the series before to the series with the Celtics.
It's my biggest conversation, and I hope we go viral with this one.
Princess and the Frog.
You're drunk. You should not be drinking. You should not be drinking this early in the day, bro.
Buddy, I still got 30 minutes. I start drinking.
Good evening, morning, afternoon. Happy Kwanzaa, early Merry Christmas, and St. Patrick's Day. Welcome into your favorite show, your favorite podcast, the Gumball Sports Machine podcast, the show in which we love, we laugh, we hug, we cry, we smile, and most importantly, we are positive. I am your host, Jamal Gumo, a.k.a. Gumball, a.k.a. Mr. You Know Gumo, and I am joined by my dog, my boy, David Largo D-Lo, a.k.a. co-host D-Lo, a.k.a. Flip Say Less. Say Less, how are you doing? You look absolutely lovely tonight.
Thank you. Very dapper.
Very
Very dapper.
Sharp jacket you got on there, brother.
Hey, thanks, man. It's the same jacket I had on last week.
Nobody had to know that. Why would you point that out? Why would you point that out?
That's all right, man.
See, now people are going to think about it.
Good. They should know that this is a very dapper jacket.
It is. You know what? Is that a new jacket, D-Lo?
I got it a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a thing for zip-up jackets right now.
Are you a quarter zip? Are you a quarter zip guy too? Or is that the full zip?
No, this is a full zip.
Oh, I see.
I don't own a quarter zip.
I don't own one either. But I'm very, very intrigued by them.
Oh my. I'd have to look into that.
No, bro, that's
New
what
merch, quarter zip, Gumball Sports Machine merch coming out.
coming soon, coming to you in 2030. But D-Lo, the week's gone well. I know it's only Tuesday, but we had a good weekend.
Man. Yeah, I'm sitting here doing homework right now as we speak.
Attaboy. You know what? Speaking of homework, there was somebody that I know that was demanded to do homework and was ridiculed for it. D-Lo, are you aware who I'm talking about?
Yeah, man. The guy, I think from my knowledge, just really wanted to play Call of Duty instead of doing his homework. And, me too.
True.
But, I do my homework instead. And this guy didn't.
Responsibility, D-Lo.
Thank you.
Responsibility. That's what you are in its purest form. But speaking of homework, Kyler Murray of the Arizona Cardinals has been released from the team. Reportedly, Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter and everybody's reporting it. But the report is that they're not going to be able to make a trade. But until the 5th day of the league year, which is next week, I believe, he will be released from the Arizona Cardinals. Now, they were not able to make a trade, and reportedly they did not even come close to making a trade for getting off of Kyler Murray. D-Lo, now that Kyler Murray has officially been released, what are your takeaways from his tenure with the Arizona Cardinals, and could he have success elsewhere outside of Arizona?
Well, I mean, when you think about it, disappointment, really. I mean, just flat out disappointing. This is a number 1 overall pick, and you draft this guy thinking he's going to turn your franchise around, and then there are times where it looked like he was turning the franchise around, and then there are times where he looked like complete garbage, and you just never knew who you were going to get, which sucks. I mean, there are times where you're thinking you have an MVP level quarterback, and then there are other times where you think that he's the worst starting quarterback in the league. So yeah, just completely disappointing if you're a Cardinals fan, but I still think that he could have some success. Now, to what degree? I don't know. Because again, there are certain things that he just can't overcome. Mainly being he's short. There's nothing that's going to fix that. He's just short, and he's going to have to deal with that. How he does, I don't know. Don't know if that's overcomable. But we've seen him have success, and maybe a change of scenery is what does it. Get under a new scheme, new offensive line, new coaching staff, and maybe that'll do the job. So, yeah, I still think he can have some success. Um, it's just a matter of where, because there are certain places that I just don't see him having success, or really anybody, Jets. But it depends on where he goes.
And I think that was the biggest thing too, D'Lo, is that he preferred to be released. Okay, this was it. This is what he wanted. He didn't exactly want it to be traded because he wanted some control of where he wanted to go. And because of that, I don't see the Jets happening. I don't see the Jets. The Jets are career suicide. That's what it is, especially for a quarterback. Now, Justin Fields tried it, and he was like, you know what? Let me go see if I can go get myself into a little situation that I can, be my team. I don't have to look over my shoulder all the time, whether it's Russell Wilson or whoever it was in Pittsburgh and Chicago. But Kyler Murray put me on the roller coaster of emotions for the past 7 years. He was drafted number 1 overall in 2019. He has put me on the wildest Six Flags up and down, twist and turn roller coaster of emotions for the past 7 years. Because D'Lo, you made the point. He had moments in which he looked like a top 5, top 10 quarterback in the league. And you looked at him and you're like, oh man, well, we're not going to have to worry about our quarterback situation for years to come. And then he looked at you, and then at other times he looked like, all right, well, who's in the draft this year? And it's just there was very little consistency when it came to Kyler Murray. Now, where he goes, I don't know. I think I like Minnesota the most, honestly. Now, ironically enough, I'm wearing purple, but if he were to go to Minnesota, okay, you get a offensive-minded head coach in Kevin O'Connell. You get a number 1 receiver in Justin Jefferson. You get a back in Aaron Jones, who, again, can do both out of the backfield. And you also have a tight end like TJ Hawkinson. Obviously, he had Trey McBride in Arizona. So maybe there's some things that he could go to in Minnesota that could fit the situation. But if I'm Kyler Murray, D'Lo, I'm looking for the situation, not the money. That's going to be the biggest thing. Where can I be the most successful to get my value back up to where I want it to be instead of who's going to pay me the most?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are intrigued about this Minnesota thing going on because obviously, right? I mean, they have a semi-good offensive line. They have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. You have Aaron Jones in the backfield. I mean, it seems like a reasonable place. And I think realistically, they are a quarterback away. But I also like the Dolphins, believe it or not. You have Devon Achane in that backfield. Now, who knows what's going on with Tyreek Hill? But maybe he stays, maybe he doesn't. But even then, you still have Jalen Waddle behind him. I think it's not as appealing as Minnesota would be. But I definitely think that is a good secondary option that could still allow him to produce results, considering that Miami offense currently just runs on Devon Achane. So he wouldn't have to really do a whole lot. And he would also have that check down back. So I kind of like him there too. Just Please don't go to the Jets. um, please don't go to the Jets.
That is like the Jets. First of all, I don't want to talk about the Jets like I'm not a Cardinals fan, and we're not on the same level right now, because the Jets and the Cardinals, in terms of an organizational standpoint, are on the same level. But if you go to the Jets, and if you're Kyler Murray, now the Jets might throw all this money at you. Hey, we'll give you 2 years and $100 million. Like, we'll give you whatever it is. Come play for us. Bring eyes back to the Jets. First of all, I've seen Jets fans already say, no, we don't want Kyler. Don't come here. Don't bring him here. That's going to be because D'Lo, he's been playing in Arizona for the last 7 years. Do you know what the difference is between Arizona and New York in December and January and in November?
Yep.
It is freezing cold. There's no dome. MetLife is not a dome. And now, would that be an ideal situation for Kyler? Absolutely not. But I do believe if he's talented enough, D'Lo, and I stand on this. He is a top 10 talented, based on pure talent. He is a top 10 talented quarterback in the league, without a doubt. But the thing is, he's got to put it together. I understand he's short, and he's 5'10" or 5'11", whatever it is, and he has trouble seeing over the offensive line, and his decision making isn't the greatest at times. He's not willing to take very many hits, again, because of his size, but he is supremely talented to where we've been able to see him be in the conversation for that MVP, be in the conversation to be in the playoffs. Now, the only playoff game he played in, he was horrible, but he could go to one of these situations and have an impact and have a positive impact. And so if he goes to one of these teams, if he goes to the Vikings, if he goes to the Dolphins, who again, they got some weapons over there, and that could be another situation, because Lord knows what's going to happen with Tua Tagovailoa. Or if you go to one of those other players at the Atlanta Falcons, and obviously they just released Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix is coming off a torn ACL. Maybe Kyler Murray is the guy that you want to see. Okay, maybe put Michael Penix to the test. Maybe this is the guy we want to, whatever the case may be. But Kyler Murray has to go to a situation in which he has to raise his value back to what he wants it to be, so that he can get one of these $45-50 million contracts for over an extended period of time. Because again, if he just goes to the situation that's going to give him the most money, that may be the Jets, or maybe one of these really, 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 really bad situations that he goes there and fails. And so I think he has to be very cognizant of where he goes and the situation around him in order to be successful again.
Yeah, and looking at it, the Jets are so intriguing, though, because when you look at it, they're kind of in a similar situation to like the Dolphins, for example.
Yeah.
They have a talented back in Breece Hall. They have a great wide receiver in Garrett Wilson, and yet for whatever reason, they're trash.
They're horrible.
and it's funny because you don't really know why. Like, it doesn't make any sense as to why they're bad.
Yeah.
Because when you had Robert Saleh there, you had a top defense. They were one of the best. And then the offense sucked. And then you're like, all right, Robert Saleh, you're out. And they replace him. And the offense still sucks. And then the defense got worse. So you got even worse by firing Saleh. So really, if you're a Jets fan, the offense is the problem.
Yeah.
Very clearly, the offense is the problem. But how do you fix it?
That's the thing. Like, they've tried to go out and get these quarterbacks. They tried to get an Aaron Rodgers, obviously, in his first season, it tore his Achilles. But the season he did play there, he did not look good. Justin Fields, a top 10 pick. You try and bring him in. Hey, give him another opportunity. Here's a reclamation project. Go work. This is your job. Do not think about anything else. Do not think about anybody else. Go be successful. He wasn't good. Like, they've tried so many things, and it just continues not to work, especially at the quarterback position.
Oh, I don't. It's like the Jets are. It's not like they're a bad option, but if you're trying to revitalize your career like Kyler is, the Jets are the furthest from the team that you should choose. They should be number 32. You would rather go back to the Cardinals than go to the Jets. You know what I mean?
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Going to the Jets could end his career. He could be playing in the UFL by Tuesday if he signs with the Jets on Monday. Like that's where I'm thinking the Jets organization is right now. Just because, again, everybody that goes there, they haven't. What Joe Namath ain't walking through that door anytime soon. Mark Sanchez, the guy that got him to the, he ain't walking through that door anytime soon. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for the Jets to be successful again, especially in the division that they play in. They play in the division with the Patriots, who just went to the Super Bowl, and the Bills, who have not this year's MVP, but the last year's MVP and one of the best players in football. It's going to be tough for them to see any success. I mean, I guess you could say that for the Dolphins too, but I think there's more upside for the Dolphins than there is for the Jets. Hence the reason why, D'Lo, you put the Dolphins up there as a possible destination for them, and I think it'd be a viable fit. Because again, they need a quarterback. They're looking for something new. But if you're the Dolphins, I don't know if you want to go through that again. And I'm not saying, I think Kyler Murray is better than Tua, but Kyler Murray also hasn't proved that he can be a franchise guy. Like the guy that he was supposed to be. And Tua was supposed to be that guy, and he's definitely not that guy. And it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. If I were a betting man, I would say that the Vikings are the likeliest pick.
Yeah.
If I was a betting man, I think another situation though that I don't think a whole lot of people are looking at, but they probably should be, is Cincinnati. Obviously, they have Trey Hendrickson, he's gone, and the Bengals have refused to give Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase any help around them. I wouldn't be surprised if they blow that up and Joe Burrow requests a trade and then they get Jamar out of there and there's like, hey, Natty.
You want to try me? Can I try?
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Yeah. So just something to keep your eye on, because the Joe Burrow trade rumors have been swirling. They have.
Yeah.
Ever since that one presser last year where he went off.
Yeah.
They've been circulating.
I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be shocked.
They're almost in a situation like the Cowboys. Like, you got all this offense. You're one of the best offensive teams in football. You got one of the best quarterbacks. You got one of the best, if not the best receiver in football. You got a whole bunch of things going on offensively. But you couldn't stop a high school freshman football team. I don't understand. I don't understand what the problem is. And again, being in the AFC North, the NFC East, okay, you know what? You want to be an offensive heavy team? Cool, go do it. But being in the AFC North, a historically physical, nasty defensive division, and you refuse to spend any money on defense, specifically your best player on defense, the guy who has led the league in sacks, aside from this year, the past 2 years, and you don't want to pay him the money. I don't understand. Again, I understand everybody wants to see the high flying offense and the 500 passing yards, the 4 touchdowns, and all this, the 45 passing attempts, whatever it is. But that isn't exactly the way to win a Super Bowl, D'Lo. You got to stop somebody. So that's an interesting. That's an interesting take, though, because they are absolutely swirling those trade rumors. They are absolutely, because Joe Burrow wants to win. And I'm starting to think that he is starting to realize he may not be able to win in Cincinnati.
No, not at all.
No. So, but that Kyler Murray, and I believe the NFL tampering, legal tampering starts on Monday. So we'll start seeing who goes where and who's talking to who on Monday, and I believe free agency opens up the following week. So, and then that's when teams can officially start signing players. But right after NFL free agency, and free agency can absolutely be affected by the pick in the NFL draft. D'Lo, let's talk a little bit about the NFL draft. The NFL Combine was this past week, and there was some standouts, and there were some, okay, well, we knew he was going to do that. And there was some, well, maybe next time guys. You know what I'm saying? A couple of those guys. And listen, we all know who's going to go number one, Fernando Mendoza. After that, it is a dogfight of who can be picked at 2, 3, 4, 5, and for the rest of the picks through the 7 rounds of the NFL draft. D'Lo, when you look at the landscape of the NFL draft, again, Fernando Mendoza is going number one. That's obvious. That is the worst kept secret in sports right now. And you look at some of the things that the combine, that the guys at the combine did. Some of the running backs. I saw Lonnie Styles Jr. Ran like a 4.28. He's the safety and the brother of Sonny Styles, the linebacker who really shined from Ohio State and in his measurables. Is there anybody that stands out to you, D'Lo, and who do you believe is the best player going into this draft?
Now, I wouldn't say that he's the best player going into the draft. However, I do think that he has the potential to be the best player coming out of this draft. And that's Enyan Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon.
Oregon, yeah.
And when you look at it, he had a record-breaking 40-yard dash. He is the clear tight end number one in this draft. He's got so much speed. He's a great pass catcher, and he's even an underrated blocker. And when you put all of that together, it's giving me George Kittle. It is. It's giving me George Kittle. Now, will I sit here and say that he could be the clear best number one coming out of the draft? No. I don't think that he is the most NFL ready yet. He's sort of in the mix between NFL ready and a project player. He's like dead smack in the middle for me. But just based off of the physicals from the combine, he looks like the complete package, really. So that is my pick. And he is obviously will be a first round draft pick. And if he's not, what are you doing? A lot of teams need a tight end.
Again, this is where we go apply for our general manager jobs, D'Lo.
Yeah, exactly. San Francisco, get me on the phone. Just saying.
Yeah, John Lynch is gonna call you and say, "Hey, David Largo, come step into my office." And
hey, listen,
he's gonna hit you like he used to hit no, he played with Jerry Rice, but
when John Lynch has not had the first or second overall picks, his drafting hasn't he's found some gems here and there. Brock Purdy,
Mr. Irrelevant,
Brandon Ayuk, later in the first round, but outside of that, really been a whole lot. We signed and traded a bunch of guys, so. John Lynch, call my phone.
Where are you guys picking?
Where are we picking?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
It's somewhere in the 20s. I know it's somewhere in the
20s.
Listen, obviously you guys haven't tied in one, but he's going to be out a little while, D'Lo. I'm not sure if you were aware of it. He's going to be out a little while. So might need somebody to fill in.
And
like I said, D'Lo, we all know who's going to go number one. Fernando Mendoza. He's the Heisman winner. He's a national champion. He's the MVP of the national championship. He's going number one.
Shouldn't be, but whatever.
Agreed. You and I very much agree on that because people are going to get mad at me when I say this. I see a lot of JJ McCarthy and Fernando Mendoza. That's just me. That's who I see, and when we can get into that in a few minutes. But D'Lo, the best player to me in this draft, and I genuinely don't even think it's close, is Jeremiah Love, the running back out of Notre Dame. This guy is a legitimate playmaker. He is a guy that can hit his head on the goalpost from anywhere on the field. He can take off. He can move. He can run through tackles. Jeremiah Love can be one of these elite backs that are taken as high as 2, as high as 3 in the NFL draft. Guys like Saquon, guys like Christian McCaffrey. Bijan Robinson wasn't taken that high, but guys like Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. There is no weakness in Jeremiah Love's game. And I think he can be one of these guys, D'Lo, that when you look at the best running backs in the league, I mean, like I said, the guys I just named, the Saquons, the Christian McCaffreys, the Bijan Robinsons, those guys can go win you a football game. Jeremiah Love has that sort of potential to be able to go win you a football game when nothing else is going right. He is that good. You put the ball in his hands, he can go make a play. He can be the spark for the offense that you just need. He can break off that 25-yard run that can set off everything else in the offense, that can open up the pass game, that can open up the play action, that can open up the different types of run schemes, whatever the case may be. He is that special. He is that good. He did it at Notre Dame, and it's not like this 1 year thing. He's done it his entire career at Notre Dame. He has been extremely good his entire career, and he also runs a 4.3. So that you can put that in your pocket and save it for later. You know what I'm saying, D'Lo? Like an old piece of Skittles. Yep. A little old Reese's. And so I think he's a game changer in this draft, D'Lo. And I mean, the other guys I like, Ruben Bain. I like Ruben Bain a lot. The edge out of Miami. I think he can be an absolute just menace getting to the quarterback. I like Ruben Bain a lot. Francis Maui-Noah, on the other side, the right tackle out of Miami, he can absolutely just be ridiculously good. Again, he can be that linchpin for your offensive line for your future. He can be that Penei Sewell. He can be that Trent Williams. He's a mauler. You have Spencer Fano out of Utah. He's extremely, extremely good. He can also play on the tackle. David Bailey, the edge out of Texas Tech. Like, there are a lot of guys that could be difference makers for these teams. But I think when you bring up difference makers going into this 2026 NFL draft, I think that list is topped by number one, Jeremiah Love. I don't care what position, what school, whatever it is, that list starts with Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, and I think that there's one guy that you didn't mention when it comes to the defense, and I'm surprised you didn't mention him because he plays for your
OH.
Yeah, Caleb Downs. He's gonna be a top 10 pick. He is arguably one of the best defensive players in this draft, let alone, safety, but just defense in general. He can play anywhere. You can play him in the slot. You can play him in the box. You can play him high. Like, he can play the entire field. And that's a special ability, really. So he's also got a lot of potential for sure.
Yeah.
Also, another guy out of State, Carnell Tate. Also projected in the top 10.
Real quick before and we got Kevin in the comments. I'm going to bring those up because I think those are some good questions too. I really like Carnell Tate. He is a very good receiver. He's a jump ball guy. I don't know if he can be a number one in the NFL. That might sound crazy. I don't know if he can be a number one in the NFL. I see a lot of, I like to compare him to T. Higgins. I don't think size, now T. Higgins could go be a number one in the NFL, but T. Higgins thrives on being that Robin, being that second guy. Carnell Tate thrived on being that Robin, that second guy at Ohio State. Obviously, you have Jeremiah Smith, the best player in the country. And if he was getting drafted this year, he'd be the number one overall pick. But I think he thrives on being that second guy. So, I mean, if you pair him with the Justin Jefferson, if you pair him with maybe not Puka Nacua, but I don't think he's going to fall that far. But if you pair him alongside a number one, I think that's where Carnell Tate can thrive the most. And I also forgot to mention Arvell Reese, because Arvell Reese is also a monster. But yeah, D'Lo, you notice we're pointing out a lot of Ohio State guys.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Ohio State guys. I wanted to throw them out there, but yeah, I'm looking at a mock draft that was put out after the first day of the combine. So, we'll see.
Yeah, listen, and I'm starting to
point out my pick, Kenyon, sub 4.4 with a 43.5-inch vertical.
And he's what, 6'5"?
Mm-hmm.
That is That is, I mean, that's insane. He's by far, like you said, tight end 1 going into this draft.
Listen, if he falls,
You taking him if you're San Fran?
yep.
You don't think
Listen,
there's
and I love George. I love George Kittle. But realistically, coming back from an Achilles,
that's tough. That's tough.
yeah. But
I will.
when you look at it, we're picked 27. No way he drops that far.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that there's no chance, but I'm kind of with you. I'm leaning that
There's
he does not
no chance.
fall to 27, being the best tight end in this draft.
And the other thing is that with all this stuff happening with Trent Williams, he'd probably go tackle.
D-Lo, you read my mind. You literally
I'd go
read my
tackle.
You're gonna have to replace him sometime. He's what, 57 years old?
He's 37.
All right, my bad.
Okay.
But like, and he still wants a lot of money.
Yeah, he does. But the thing is that he's still one of the best tackles in the league.
Absolutely.
Still.
Absolutely.
37.
He is.
You know how insane that is?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
So I mean, because of that, you might have to pay him. You might have to give him the money he's looking for.
I would give him the money. I'm telling you, John Lynch, give me the phone.
Yo, John Lynch, do not give him the phone. Do not.
I will pay him the money.
Don't. Yeah.
Until he stops producing, why not?
But I mean, D'Lo, but if you're giving him money, you're giving him money for what you think he's going to do, not what he's already done.
Uh-huh.
You still pay him as much as he wants?
You still said that he is one of, if not the best tackle in football.
Yep. Absolutely.
You don't think he can be that still for the next couple of years? Maybe not the best, but one of the best?
2 years? 3 years? That's a lot.
Right,
Give him
a 2-year deal. Give him a 2-year. Oh, that's fine. It's fine.
I think you have to take one in this draft, though. Regardless.
You definitely have to take one.
Day 2 max.
And listen, let me tell you right now. I'm gonna be so serious. If we don't draft a center to get rid of Jake Brendel this year, I'm going to lose my mind. Jake Brendel is the worst center in the National Football League.
Okay.
The worst.
He's not the worst.
He is god awful.
He's not the worst.
He had Brock Purdy either injured or running for his life all year. All right. Get that man off of my team. You better draft a center.
Brock Purdy also holds the ball for like 20 minutes before he gets rid of it.
That is not true.
Okay, but you guys also need a receiver.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk, he's out of there.
Is Ricky Pearsall the guy?
Might be out of there too. Yeah, because I don't know if we're gonna re-sign him.
This is gonna be number 1. Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey.
Late. Well, Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is your number 1. Period. No matter what, he's your number 1 running back. He's your number 1 offensive lineman. He's your number 1 corner. Christian McCaffrey is number 1 everything. First of all,
that guy's McCaffrey.
Huge shout out. Yeah. That guy's. I hate him. Can't stand
that guy.
Yeah, can't stand him. But he's in a phenomenal.
I guess it really just depends on what we get for Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, because I that's the thing. I don't know.
No way we
too much.
No way we cut him. There's zero chance that we cut him.
No, that cap hit is huge for a receiver.
Yep,
huge. But even then, everybody knows that you have to trade him, D-Lo. So what do you get? A 4th and a 5th, maybe 4th and a 6th?
It'd be fine.
Yeah, I guess it's better than nothing. I guess it's better than nothing.
And then we get the cap hit off, and
yeah, that's tough, man.
It is, and it is tough. Because Brandon Ayuk really should be worth a 2nd-round pick.
Oh, easily. He is coming off an ACL. He's coming off an ACL, D-Lo.
He's going to be 2 years removed from an ACL. He should have played last year.
Still an ACL, though.
And that's fine. He is one of the best route runners in the National Football Association.
When he's healthy, absolutely.
All right, so second
I
round
don't-
pick. He is
don't
worth
know.
a second round pick,
I don't know if I'd give up a second round pick.
and we're getting a fourth and a sixth.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably what
That's
you're going to get
tough.
for how you. No,
That's
absolutely
tough.
is. I would,
what's,
D'Lo. I'm
what's these
starting.
Kevin comments?
Oh, you know what? You're right. You know, and I'm glad that you brought him up because he brings up a very good conversation. And he says, "You taking Jeremiah Love from this year or Ashton Genty from last year?" And it's tough. Okay, and I'm going to start by saying this: I am very much buying into the idea of the Arizona Cardinals drafting Jeremiah Love in number 3.
I'm with it.
You know what I mean? Like D'Lo,
I'm with it.
you don't think you think he could change this team? Like he could
Especially
be that
if
bell cow bag.
James Conner is gonna.
Because the report is they're going to cut him. The report is
Mhm.
the Cardinals are going to cut him, and it sucks. It sucks because James Conner has done so much for this organization since he's been here. But
Yes.
it's a business.
Wasn't healthy.
Just can't stay healthy. He's getting older. Can't stay healthy.
Mhm.
Those are two things that mix like oil and water in football. You get older and you get hurt. Not a very good recipe for success.
And the thing is, especially if you can't draft a quarterback,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? I mean,
At 3, you got to draft a
At
difference
that-
maker.
at this point, you need a playmaker, and if you can't find that at quarterback, you're not going to draft a receiver playmaker. Considering you already have one. Well, you think that you have one.
The signs are kind of pointing all the directions, but you're supposed to have one.
And when you think about it, if you don't have that quarterback, why would you draft a wide receiver playmaker if your quarterback can't get him the ball?
Yeah.
Leaves, guess who? Leaves that back. And we know that Arizona, they love to run the football.
Yep.
To run the football. That's all they did. James Conner was what? 3rd in the league?
Yeah, he was. It was like 2 years in a row the Cardinals led the league in rushing.
Yeah.
And
And
bringing in
he,
a guy like
pretty
Michael
sure he
Ford.
led the league in touchdowns.
Yeah, in 24, believe it was 24.
Think so.
Yeah,
Think so. Yeah. Which is crazy.
it's insane, and it's
We were talking about Trey McBride not getting any touchdowns because James Conner was stealing the ball.
took all of them,
We were talking about it.
all those targets and touchdowns that Trey McBride had this year. All of them would go to James Conner. All of
They
them,
would have if he was healthy.
100%. And so
You need a playmaker. But with that said, it's tough.
I'd probably go Love. I'd probably go Love.
I would probably lean the other way. I would probably go Genty.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Why is that?
If Genty were in any other situation but Las Vegas, I think that he would be more successful.
Fair. That's fair.
And when you think about it, I think that he had a better year than Jeremiah Love when he was in college. The only thing that is working against Ashton Genty is the fact that the Raiders' offensive line is the worst in the league.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
It's so awful.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like halfway through the year, Ashton Genty had more yards after contact than rushing yards, which is insane, by the way. And that just is a testament to how bad his offensive line is. It's terrible.
And if you're the Raiders, you have to get, because you want Ashton Genty to be your guy for 5, 6, 7 years.
And more than likely, Max Crosby will not play another game for the Raiders.
I honestly hope he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't. I want him to go somewhere.
I think he's done. I think he's done, especially after Week 18, where they told him, "Hey, you're gonna sit," and he didn't want to sit.
Oh yeah,
I think he's done. I think that he's done.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think just as a runner, I would take Ashton Genty. Let me specify that. As a runner, I would take Ashton Genty. If we're talking about the whole complete package, Maybe it leans the other way because I like Jeremiah Love in the pass game.
I do want to clarify this, D'Lo, and I'm glad you started leaning this way too. Both backs are elites, elite, and they were elite in college. And the biggest knock, okay, the biggest knock that Ashton Genty got is that he played in the FCS. He played at Boise State. That's not a Power 5 school. I understand that. He rushed for 2,300 yards or whatever it was. I don't care where you're running. You run for 2,300 yards and average like 150 yards of rushing a game. That is elite. Ashton Genty will be very, very good in this league. But I'm leaning Jeremiah Love sort of because of that reason. Is because you look at all the talent and the competition that Jeremiah Love played against. When you look at, he was in the national championship a year ago with Notre Dame and against Ohio State. And he was fantastic in that run. He has been their number one guy. Riley Leonard was good, but they don't get there without having Jeremiah Love. And he would have been a top 10 pick last year. And one of the things I respect the most, D'Lo, and again, you see a lot of guys who know they're going to go top 5. You see a lot of guys who know they're going to be high draft picks. They don't compete in the combine. They don't do anything in the combine. They don't work out. Jeremiah Love is going to be a top 10 pick at the very least. And he knows that. He's like, let me just go out here and run a 4.3. And just look great doing it. And he went out and did it. And Jeremiah Love is going to be good. And I think I lean Jeremiah Love a little bit more than I lean towards Ashton Genty because of what he was able to do against the competition he faced, as well as the efficiency as he was able to do. Because, there was some of those games, the playoff game that Ashton Genty played in with Boise State against Penn State, he got 100 yards, but it took him what, 20, 30 some odd carries to get there. And, I understand Boise State isn't like this great, massive bunch of first-round pick offensive linemen, but that's a lot. That's a lot. Now, he was still able to bust a few big runs, but I don't know. I think I like Jeremiah Love a little bit more than I like Ashton Genty low. Now, again, they're both elite, but.
Yeah, I was going to say there's no wrong answer here, I don't think. It's really just a preference thing. Yeah. Again, as I said, I think Ashton Genty on literally any other team that isn't the Raiders would have been good last year. I think he would have been in Rookie of the Year, the Offensive Rookie of the Year conversations if he didn't play in Las Vegas with that poor offensive line and Geno Smith.
Yeah,
Just saying.
you read my mind.
And I'm just saying.
You read my mind like a book. He should have been in that conversation. But again, if he played for a half competent organization, he'd be in that conversation. Kevin also said that he hopes Jeremiah Love doesn't fall to the Chiefs. Yeah, me either. Because I want him to go to the Cardinals. But if he does fall to the Chiefs, I wouldn't be mad at that either. He said, not sure if Tate can get separation in the league. He's like he's more of a jump ball guy. I watched a lot of Cardinal Tate.
That's fine, but we're not going to sit here and act like Drake London isn't really good at the game of football.
He's really good.
Really good. He mossed your guy, Kev. He mossed your guy.
That is, I think you're gonna poke the bear, D'Lo.
He mossed Gonzo. He did that. We saw it. We all saw it.
Had 3 tubs on him, D'Lo. 3 tubs.
We're talking about this guy is going to be a Drake London. If he could be Drake London, I think that's a success.
Yeah.
Especially from a top 10 pick. If that's what you're getting, I'd be happy.
Has Drake London hit his ceiling?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Give him someone that's not London. Michael Penix and look at what Drake London can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, it's Drake London is really going to
understand that he's going to be a vertical threat. Oh, that's not a bad thing, especially if he can out jump anybody.
He's going to be able to outrun.
I don't hate it.
Too. He has elite game speed. Cardinal Tate has elite game speed.
But when you think about it, being a Drake London type of guy, I'm not mad. I would not be mad about it.
No.
Where is he going to go?
Because Drake London is a
think-
certified number one.
Certified number one.
Yeah.
I would be happy with Drake London. Send him to San Francisco. Put him with Brock Purdy.
Don't send him to San Francisco. Don't say that. Don't put that in the air, D'Lo. Don't. No, that's not. That's negativity. We're supposed to be positive.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. But just like the fact that we said Pittman or Drake London, like that was supposed to be a bad thing. Like Drake London can't arguably be considered in a top 10 conversation right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
He's definitely one of those top 10 guys.
He's
I'm
one of
with you.
them
I think
ones.
if Cardinal Tate is a Drake London, that's a win for whoever
That's a
gets
win.
Cardinal Tate. That's
It's
an
a win.
absolute win. But then he says Malik Willis era in Arizona. Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate it, especially if you draft Jeremiah Love at number 3. I wouldn't hate it. But we'll see. I think the Cardinals stick with Jacoby Brissett this year.
Yeah,
Maybe take
definitely.
Ty Simpson or a Drew Aller in the 2nd or 3rd round. And look who it is, D'Lo. It's John Holiday, the living legend. The living legend. We are big John
Love you,
Holiday
Holiday.
fans on the show. We
Yeah,
are big
go
John Holiday
follow
fans.
go follow him on TikTok.
Please.
Go follow him on Instagram. Go follow John
Just like that.
Holiday.
Just like that. BBF Holiday on all platforms.
Yep. Streams
Elite.
on TikTok every day. Every day.
Elite content creator and even elite person. We are
Yep.
big John
Love
Holiday
that guy.
fans on this person.
Love that
Love
guy.
that guy. I just saw him yesterday. He came to coach with us. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. D'Lo, you want to come coach with us next time, or you want to be a good responsible guy? And
You know where I was at yesterday? In class.
School. Sorry about that, D'Lo. I'm sorry I had to bring up bad memories.
Yeah,
That's
thanks,
me.
man.
And then he sent the little emoji. Okay. No, Kevin, one of those was on Christian Gonzalez. Don't do that. One of those
He
was
literally
on Gonzo.
mossed Gonzo.
Yeah,
I
don't
saw
do
it in real time. He mossed.
that.
Let me not get into that.
He said Tate and Tet might be a pretty good comparison too. That might be a little closer, just because Tet isn't one of these guys that is this elite route runner. He's not an elite route runner, but he is going to get the 50-50 balls. I mean, he's going to go up and get them. And Ted is also going to be an elite receiver in this league. Dion, our boy Dion also said, hey. So
Shout out. I haven't seen
shout out
him
Dion.
in a minute. Oh my lord.
Dion needs to make an appearance. Dion absolutely needs to make an appearance. And Kevin, to go back and watch it. The catch wasn't a TD on Gonzo. All right, Kevin.
The catch wasn't a TD on Gonzo, but that doesn't deny the fact that Drake London mossed him.
Put him
into the
in a
dirt.
basket. Put him
Into
in a
the
basket.
dirt.
Hey, Easter coming up, right, D-Lo? Put him in a basket and put the egg somewhere so you can go hide it and look for it.
Yep. Gonzo didn't know where it went. Gonzo didn't know where it went.
No, the church kids are still looking for Gonzo. And the egg that Drake London put him in.
Yep.
Still looking.
Crazy.
Shut up.
Absolutely crazy.
Shout out
to you, Kev.
Yeah, shut up.
I like Gonzo, but we're not gonna act like he didn't get mossed by Drake London.
Oh, he absolutely did. And we're going to point it out because that's what we do, D-Lo. We don't.
You know what? And we're gonna go find that clip and we're gonna play it on the pod episode next time. Time we
know what?
We're gonna play that.
Glad, yes, please. That's what we're gonna do.
That will be our intro. Is Drake?
You read my mind. I promise. I was gonna say that. That's gonna be Kevin's part of the intro. It's just we're just going to, and then that's gonna be.
That's insane.
Oh man.
Oh.
All right. No, well, this wasn't the case. I don't think this was true. He just didn't get the ball. Gonzo doesn't travel. If he traveled, all three of those CDs would be on Drake London. So, but
and they were.
Yeah. Oh, apparently not. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop giving Kevin a hard time. D-Lo, let's move over to some basketball. Giannis returned yesterday for the Bucks, and he came back and the Celtics had their way with him. And the Celtics did not have Jaylen Brown. The Celtics did not have a few other guys as well, but mainly Jaylen Brown, obviously being their best player on the team as of this moment. And the Bucks have not looked good really all year. They are, I think, 3 games out of the 10 seed to get into the play-in. Obviously, bringing Giannis back could have a humongous impact on that basketball team. Him being one of the best players in basketball, one of the 4 best players in basketball. Is there any way, Lo, is there any way that Giannis coming back can have an impact on the Bucks possibly getting into the play-in and even getting out of the play-in and sneaking into the playoffs? Again, Giannis is one of the best players in the league. So is there any way Giannis can drag that team to the play-in and try and sneak into the playoffs and play, whether it's the Knicks or the Pistons?
No. And I hate to say it because I really hope that they do, because I like watching Giannis, but I just don't envision a world where they come back and even make a run for the 10 seed. To be honest with you, they're awful. They're terrible.
They're really bad.
They're so awful, and part of that is because you went out and traded for Kyle Kuzma. But the other part of that is that the roster just sucks. The roster sucks. You don't have any scoring opportunity outside of Giannis. Now, I understand you went out and got Cam Thomas, but Cam Thomas is streaky at best. Very streaky. And Ryan Rollins has been a breakout candidate this year. But when you look at Ryan Rollins and you're asking him to score 20 a night, and that's your second leading scorer. So it's just like, what are you going to do outside of Giannis averaging 50 to get in? I mean, and that's just what it is. And when you look at the teams that are in front of them, you look at the Hawks, where Golden State, you kind of messed up in giving them Jonathan Kuminga.
He's looked good, hasn't he, D-Lo?
He's
looked
looked
good.
Fantastic. You know what? You tell Steve Kerr to ship the donkey off. Get Draymond out of Golden State.
He shipped the wrong guy to
Kuminga. And you play Kuminga. He's looked fantastic, Maul. I don't know if you've watched any of the Hawks games, but he's looked so great.
He absolutely has.
And when you think about it, it's not just him. They have a bunch of just new pieces that suddenly fit into place. CJ McCollum, he's looked good. Nikhil Alexander Walker is now getting his run. Now Gabe Vincent. Pieces. I like their team outside of the big star, because they don't have one. Kuminga might be able to be that guy with how he's playing right now.
If he keeps elevating, if he keeps getting better, I mean, D'Lo, let's not forget, he was the 8th overall pick in the NBA draft.
Yep.
Like, he was a top 10 pick.
Yep.
And he could absolutely go out and be one of those guys.
And he's hooping. I watched him off-vert left-hand poster somebody the other day. So, just saying.
How is that legal? That's illegal in 17 states.
17 states. But outside of, obviously the fact that they don't have Giannis, their roster is just better constructed. And then you look in front of them, the Hornets. They're not dropping. I don't see them dropping. I mean, when you have Con Knuppel, who's going to break 3-point record as a rookie, you have LaMelo over there, you have Miles Bridges over there. Like, that team is really well built too. And then as you keep going up, you're just getting better and better teams. Obviously, Miami, you have Orlando, and then Philly. Like, they're not moving up against any of these teams, with or without Giannis. So, realistically, I just don't see a world in where they compete and win enough games to overcome I think they're back 3 games from the Hawks right now. And 3 games
4
isn't
actually.
really. Is it 4 now?
4.
And when you think about it in terms of the NBA, like 4 isn't a lot of games, but look at where these teams are at. The Hawks are on a 4-game win streak. The Hornets are
Yeah.
on a 5-game win streak. And the Bucks are on a 3-game skid. And so if you're telling me that you have the utmost confidence that Giannis is going to come in here and turn this roster around, I just don't believe you. I don't. And it sucks to see because I would like to see Giannis in the playoffs. It's not going to happen.
D'Lo, as much as I would like to disagree with you, I agree with everything that you said. This Bucks roster is not built to go on a winning streak and win consistently. It's just not. As you know, as good and as amazing as Giannis is, he is one of the greatest players of all time, and I have all the confidence in the world in saying that. He is not Jesus. Let's put that out there. And that's who this Bucks team needs in order for them to make the playoffs. Because D'Lo, and you were talking about the teams that they're chasing. First of all, the Hawks, they're going to keep winning games. Yeah, they're not going to be, the Thunder or the Celtics or the Spurs. They're not going to be one of these teams, but they're going to keep winning games because of the talent that they have. They don't have the guy. They don't have this one guy that they circle their entire game plan around, but they have a bunch of other guys that play extremely well together and play on both sides of the ball. When you talk about Jonathan Kuminga and Dyson Daniels and Zachary Ricochet, who is a number 1 overall pick, and CJ McCollum, who came in and has been able to be that veteran presence for all of these young guys. That team has gotten better. And D'Lo, if I could just go off on a tangent, for the Charlotte Hornets have been one of the best, if not the best NBA team over the last 60 days. And that is not typo, that's not exaggeration, that is legitimate. And I have to give all the credit in the world to Charles Lee. Charles Lee has done wonders with this basketball team. They are winning games. They're 500, and they are going to make the play-in. And they're going to get an opportunity to go and get into the playoffs. Now, will they get into the playoffs? I don't know, because I don't know if they can beat Orlando or Miami. They might be able to beat Orlando. I wouldn't, again, half joking, half serious. I don't bet against anybody in the play-in if they're playing Miami. I bet on Miami.
Realest thing ever said.
I do.
We are in the play-in, bros.
The play-in runs through Miami.
It does. And as a Miami fan, can we just say how fucking awful that is? Sorry to drop an F-bomb there. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about how awful it is to go from Jimmy Butler to Miami runs on the play-in? Can we talk?
Dude, that's oh man.
Apologize to all of the viewers for the F-bomb. I apologize.
But it's
accurate
accurate
around here. And it is.
The play-in runs through Miami.
And it is, yeah.
And you must be crazy you think I'm betting against Miami in the play-in. So even if you get into the play-in, if you're the Bucks, okay, you got to play Miami, you got to play Charlotte or Atlanta. I don't like your chances against either of those teams, the way that those teams are playing right now. And then say somehow you beat one of those teams, and then you got to either play Miami or Orlando. D'Lo, you taking any of those teams to lose to the Bucks?
Nope.
So this roster, and again, I don't blame Giannis for asking out. I really don't, because it seems as if they've gotten satisfied. Yeah, thank you. But it seems like the Bucks organization has gotten satisfied since winning the championship. They won the championship, and like, hey, you know what? We brought a championship to Milwaukee, for the first time in 50 some odd years. We're good. What do you want from me now? What do you want me to do now? There's no sustained success. And there's been no effort for sustained success. And I think that's what Giannis is upset about. Giannis wants the Bucks to build a formidable roster to put around him to go win a championship. And they have not done that since 2021 when they won the NBA championship. And that's the biggest problem with Milwaukee right now. And do I see that changing anytime soon? I don't think so. And so because of that, I mean, maybe you trade Giannis and you get a haul for him. because you don't have to trade Giannis, and other teams know that. Other teams know that because he is not officially, and I'm glad you put the air quotes, officially asked out for a trade. So teams know and understand the Bucks can keep Giannis if they really want to. So that gives the Bucks leverage to get as much as they possibly can for Giannis. And so again, if you're the Bucks, I don't know if you trade him and get a bunch for him, because if you're not going to win with Giannis, so you might as well trade him. So I don't know, man. And speaking of which, Kevin says he needs to go to the Spurs. Don't you ever bring up anything like that again.
Yeah, please don't.
Don't. That is those are fighting words, Kevin.
And the thing is that right after the trade deadline, Giannis posted this thing on. I know I saw it on Twitter. It might have posted it also on Instagram, where he said something about, stars attract talent or something like that. And when you look at it, do they? Do they?
It depends on the situation. We were talking about Kyler Murray earlier.
I'm glad you bring that up, because when you think about it, when's the last time a free agent went to a small market team? Like a big free agent went to a small market team outside of re-signing with that team. When's the last time?
Would you call Brooklyn a small market?
No. They play in New York.
Oh, man. That's tough.
They wanted to go to the Knicks, and they said, Brooklyn looks more enticing. I don't want to play for the Knicks. And the thing is, Brooklyn was coming off of a playoff run.
Yeah.
You remember that team with D'Angelo Russell, and they had Jared Dudley, who was trolling Ben Simmons? Like,
Jared Allen was on that
team was fun and exciting, and New York was not. So when you look at it, I don't consider Brooklyn a small market team. Yeah. I don't. Now, are they huge? No. But when you look at it, Milwaukee, Utah, there's another team, and I'm not thinking of it, but there's another team out there. There's a few teams out there. Minnesota, okay?
Memphis.
Teams aren't lining up to go play for them.
Yeah.
Phoenix. Teams aren't lining up to play in Phoenix. When's the last time a free agent signed here?
I would say the last time a big free agent signed here, oh man.
Who is it?
I couldn't tell you. The only exception, I mean, Kevin Durant asked to go to Phoenix. Chris Paul asked to go. So it wasn't a free agent signing, but those were like their preferred destinations. But free agent signing,
it was one of their preferred destinations. They had other big market, like Kevin Durant. He wanted to go to Miami.
Yeah.
Miami is a big market team, whether you think so or not. Miami's a big market.
Yeah, 100%.
Like when you think about it, Giannis himself is not going to attract anybody to Milwaukee. Nobody is saying, "Hey, let's go play for the Milwaukee Bucks." Nobody's saying that.
No.
So if you're Giannis, you have to get out. Yeah. You have to, because the only way that you get talent is by trading or drafting, and you have neither. You have neither.
They can't do either one of them. They can't. And you look at Damian Lillard's situation. Damian Lillard was in Portland, and now he's back in Portland, but he was in Portland and in the prime of his career for how long? So 10,
and they
12
couldn't
years?
Get any talent.
Couldn't bring in anybody. And he was absolutely one of the two best point guards in the league and a top 10 player in the league.
And when you think about it, I guarantee you Portland isn't just not out here offering max contracts to these big name players to try and get them to come here. Of course they are. But nobody's picking Portland. Nobody's picking Milwaukee. Everyone wants to play in Los Angeles. They want to play in Miami. They want to play in New York. They don't want to play in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
They don't want to do it.
It's
So
tough,
if you're
especially when you
Giannis,
have those
you
options.
have to get out. You have to.
Yeah.
For the rest of Giannis's career, Milwaukee will not be a championship contender.
I will say though, Lo, I will say again, as a Suns fan and as specifically a Devin Booker fan, we have had an opportunity to go win a championship. We didn't take advantage of it. Speaking of Giannis, but we didn't take advantage of it. But there's been effort shown, and so I have to think. I have to put my shoe on the other foot. I have to put my foot in the other shoe. If I'm a Bucks fan, Giannis has done all this, but I'm also not booing my superstar player when we're down, when we're losing. The one who won a championship.
But that's the other thing is your organization tried. They tried to bring in Kevin Durant. Didn't work. So then they tried to bring in Bradley Beal. And Matt Ishbia, bless his soul, paying a lot of money.
Yeah, dude.
When he doesn't have to. He could be stagnant and, get under the luxury tax and he can coast. But he doesn't. Milwaukee does. They do. And the moment that they blew up that roster, and they traded Drew Holiday, and then they got rid of Chris Middleton, it went downhill.
Yeah. That was a big. I mean, you look at Drew Holiday. They traded him, and he went to Boston and won a championship this next year.
All year. Now, I will say, part of that is because the team was injured. Giannis didn't play in that first round series.
True.
And it was mainly Dame and Chris. And listen, Chris was great in that series. So was Dame.
He was really good. Yeah.
They were both really good.
Yeah.
And it's just that Giannis wasn't healthy. And now when you look at it, Giannis doesn't have another star. You need at least two. He's got one, and that's himself.
Mm-hmm. That's it. And they got rid of Dame. They cut him.
Yep. Shouldn't have.
And the reports were Giannis was not happy about that.
Yep. And yet, here he is talking about stars attract stars. No, they don't.
Not the case.
Not the case. Yeah,
no.
He's got to get out of there. If he wants a chance at winning a championship, he's going to go.
Yeah, I think
back
that's
to the original question. Yes, the Bucks will not make the play-in.
No, they won't. They won't.
I got on that tangent.
No, I think that's a great conversation though, Dilo, because I don't think he's going to be able to compete for a championship in Milwaukee again. As great as he is, I think he's 31, 2 maybe, but he's not going to be able to compete. So he's in the prime of his career. He is in the prime of his career. He is one of the best players in basketball, but you have to be able to build around him because basketball is a team sport, just like football, just like baseball, just like hockey. And if you're not able to build a roster good enough to compete for a championship, as good as your best player is, it's not going to happen.
And you want to know what's crazy is that this is the second time that this is happening to the Bucks. Because there was another guy who won a championship, and he was the best player. He was one of, if not the best player in the league. Guess what? He went to the Lakers.
And what do you do there, Dilo? What do you do there?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now, am I saying Giannis is going to go to the Lakers? No. But am I saying that Giannis's only opportunity, like Kareem, is to get out of Milwaukee so that he can go win more? Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another one of those situation things, D'Lo. He has to go to, if he does ask out, he has to go to a situation in which he can actually compete to win. But that's the guy Giannis is. Giannis wants to win. He's made the money. And obviously you're not going to get Giannis for a veteran's minimum. But he's not going to be this guy that's asking for, $400 million. He wants to compete for a championship, and he understands that him making $400 million will severely impact the lack of the ability to go sign big name free agents, or trade for these big names. And so Giannis is at the point in which he wants to win and win only. And to your point, D'Lo, I don't know if he's going to have another opportunity like that in Milwaukee.
And he won't.
I think it might be a wrap there. All right, D'Lo. Speaking of trades, okay, there has been some conversation around the league, and obviously, you know, the what's the most talked about team in the NBA? The Los Angeles Lakers. Let's talk about one of those guys who plays for the Los Angeles Lakers. In fact, the guy that they traded for most recently last year, Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic, I believe, is a top 5 player in basketball. Now, obviously, his biggest knock is his ability or lack of ability to play defense / lack of effort on the defensive side of the ball. And, you know, the Lakers went out and they signed a bunch of people. They went and got Jake LaRavia. They went and got DeAndre Ayton. They went and got Marcus Smart. They went and got these guys to try and build around Luka Doncic and LeBron James. And, you know, I guess you could throw Austin Reeves in there. But Luka Doncic has been getting a lot of flack, a lot of attention for his lack of effort, his lack of ability to play defense. And you see the relationship between him and JJ Redick does not look very good. The relationship between him and LeBron doesn't look great. You know, him and Austin Reeves, they look pretty cool, but they're also the same player. They're both severely, you know, they're both really, really great offensive players who couldn't guard an infant on the basketball court. Is there a situation, maybe not this offseason, maybe not the next, but is there a situation in which the Lakers get fed up? They're like, hey, you know what? You're really, really, really good. And what we traded for you was, you know, trading pennies on the dollar. But we don't know if you can win us a championship. And so because of that, we're going to try and get the most for you, way more than we traded for you. But we're going to try and get the most value from you right now before you get too much older and really not able to play defense after that. Is there a case in which you can see the Lakers trading Luka Doncic again? D'Lo, you know, again, after everything that's happened so far this year.
I'm 50-50 on this. Because there's one part of me that wants to be realistic and say no. Because if you're the Lakers, why? Especially because we knew that, well, I say we. I'm pretty sure you also knew, but I knew for sure this was going to be a gap year. You know, you're going to wait for LeBron and hopefully he retires at the end of the year and then you build around Luka. But from what it looks like, it won't be LeBron's last year. Now, odds are he leaves LA. I don't know if he stays in LA with how things are going currently. But when you look at it outside of that, there's really nothing to LA at this point. Now, obviously, they are in the playoff hunt, right? But don't have anything. They don't have picks. They don't have the player personnel. Because, again, if assuming LeBron either leaves or retires, you're going out there with the starting duo of Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. It's not going to win you anything, especially in today, where, yes, offense is valuable, but you know what else is valuable? Stopping the other guy from getting offense. They can't do either. They can't do either. They couldn't stop the ocean from waving. They couldn't do it. Like they could not do it. Okay. So when you look at it, they aren't set to compete, in my opinion, for years. Multiple years. And if you're LA, I personally would blow it all up. I would blow the whole roster up. I would trade Luka Doncic. I would trade Austin Reeves. And as much as Laker fans are going to hate it, I would go into full rebuild mode. Now, will you do that considering you have a top 5 player in the world in Luka Doncic? No. But I think that's what they should do. Absolutely think that's what they should do. Because you can't build a roster around him yet. Yeah, let me preface. Because, again, this is LA, and there are free agents who will come to LA. It will happen. Now, is it enough? I don't think so. I honestly don't think it'll be enough to compensate for Luka's weaknesses. You obviously need a great roster, and I just don't think that the Lakers will have enough money and cap to build a good roster while also having and Reeves in particular. He's going to make a bunch of money.
Oh, whole lot.
He's going
Whole
to make
lot
a
of it.
whole lot of money. So I don't see it happening. But if I were a Laker fan, I would kind of be praying for it, to be honest.
Now, D'Lo, I agree with almost everything that you just said. I'll tell you what I do agree with. I agree with the idea of blowing it all up. Blow it up. You take your C4, you plant it right there at the bottom of that door, and you go boom boom. Blow it all up. But the person you take out of that building before you blow it all up is Luka Doncic. You keep him. Because D'Lo, you know how highly I think of Luka Doncic, and I believe he's a top 5 player in this league. You keep him, but you build around him what you need for him to do and what needs to be. You give him the tools to make the house. You give him the ingredients to make the meal. Okay, if you're making spaghetti, if you're making spaghetti, don't give me spinach, wood, and syrup. That won't make spaghetti. If I'm making spaghetti, you need to give me the noodles. You need to give me the spaghetti sauce. You need to give me the ground beef, whatever it is. You give me the ingredients to make the meal that you want me to make, and I'll go make it. Right now, Luka Doncic is trying to make spaghetti with spinach, wood, and syrup. That's not how you make spaghetti, D'Lo. And I think what you need to do is blow it all up. Blow it all up, but leave Luka. Leave Luka. You trade Austin Reeves. Get what you can for him. Let LeBron walk. Let him go. He's a big name. He's going to draw eyes. Of course he is. He's not going to win you basketball games at this time in his career. He's not. Let him go. But you bring in a bunch of 3-and-D guys. You bring in the Dorian Finney-Smith types. You bring in the Derrick Jones types. You bring in like the guys that can play defense at an elite level as well as shoot the three at a somewhat consistent level. And then you surround them with athletic bigs who can run the floor and can protect the rim. You surround them with Daniel Gaffords and Derek Lively's. That's the team that took him to the finals. That's the team that he was with when they went to the finals. Now, did they look good in the finals? Absolutely not. But that Celtics team was a monster in itself. But that's the team that got them there. Go and build around Luka Doncic, around the way that you need to. Don't put a bunch of other ball handlers around him. Don't put Austin Reeves around him. Don't put LeBron around him. Don't put Marcus Smart around him. You are now Marcus Smart is he's not a primary ball handler, but he's older. He's not the Marcus Smart that he was. He's not the old Marcus Smart. He's just old Marcus Smart. Put guys around him that you know Luka will thrive around. And so because of that, I say blow it all up, but take Luka out of that building before you do it. Keep him. Keep him because we've seen he can get you to an NBA Finals. He can get you an opportunity to compete for a championship, but only if you build correctly around him. It's almost like the conversation we're having about Giannis, D'Lo. You need to build correctly around him in order for you to have a chance to compete for an NBA championship. And if you don't do that, it is a waste of time and it is a waste of talent because you need 8 guys. You need 8 guys, maybe 9 guys that you could throw out there at any point in time and you trust to go make a play, whatever the play may be in their certain role. But if you don't have those 8 or 9 guys around those 1 or 2 superstars that you have, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's simple as that, D'Lo.
And it is, but it's, I don't know. I'm kind of in the same boat as Tone now, where I don't think Luka Doncic can go out and win you a championship. I don't think that he could do it.
I genuinely do. But again, he's one of those guys that you have to like. Everything has to go right. That year against the Dallas, that he took the Mavericks to the finals, everything went right, and he played up to his level of talent. But now, again, did it fall out? Did the floor fall out from underneath them in the finals? It did. It absolutely did. But I think if you give him another opportunity, he's better. He's more experienced. He knows how to get there. He understands what it takes to get there. And if he's able to bring in guys, again, you bring in a bunch of 3-and-D guys. You put them around some ridiculously athletic big men and guys that can take the relief off them and then give him another star. You know, it doesn't even have to top 20 player. Doesn't have to be top 15 like Kyrie Irving. Top 20 player. Just so when he goes to the bench, they can keep the lead. I like the chances of Luka Doncic living up to his level of talent and getting to an NBA Finals and winning an NBA Finals. I really do, D-Lo.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to each his own, because I can't see it anymore. And it sucks because I like Luka Doncic. And maybe it's just because he's in Los Angeles now and he's no longer with Dallas. Like I don't know what it is, but I just don't see it out of him anymore. I can't articulate it, but it's there in my mind. I cannot see Luka Doncic winning a championship.
It's tough.
Can't see it. But I can see there are other guys that I think can. I can still see Jokic winning a championship.
Yeah.
I can see SGA winning a championship. I can see Ant-Man winning a championship. I cannot see Luka Doncic in my mind winning a championship.
This might make a lot of people
why I can't. Honestly, don't know why I can't.
This might make a lot of people upset. I can see. I think Luka Doncic has a better chance of winning a championship than Anthony Edwards.
And to me, that's crazy. Like in my mind, that is crazy. And I can't tell you why it is because Luka Doncic has already beaten Anthony Edwards in a conference finals. But right now, in my mind, I would take Anthony Edwards to win a championship first over Luka Doncic. I would.
And that's not crazy. That's not out of this world. You know what I'm saying? Because of the level Anthony Edwards has played at and has been able to play at as far as long as he's been in the league. It's tough. The way that you're thinking about Anthony Edwards is the way that I'm thinking. I can't envision Luka Doncic not at least being able to compete for a championship, at least not being able to play in an NBA Finals and play well in an NBA Finals. Now here's the bigger point. I was just talking about how the Lakers should blow it up. Do I see him doing that in a Laker uniform? That's another question in itself.
I guess when I think about it, right? Not just Ant, though. Like I know that's the crazy name that I threw out, but like Tyrese Halliburton when he comes back, I could see it. Jaylen Brown, I can see it. Oh, even Jalen Brunson, I can see it.
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham, I can see it. But in my mind, I can't picture Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Even though he
is
an all-worldly talent.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. I can't see him winning a championship.
No. I understand
what it is.
I understand it because it's the severe lack of effort defensively. Luka Doncic could be a serviceable defender if he really wanted to be. He could be. He just doesn't want to for whatever reason.
Maybe that's what it is.
That very well could be.
I think another part of it, though, is just his play style. Luka Doncic needs the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
Like 100%. But when I look at those other guys, I don't think that they do. For the most part, I think Nikola Jokic is the one guy that's the exception to that rule.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
I mean,
Nikola
Cade maybe.
Jokic is just. But yeah, but even then, like I've seen Cade play off the ball, and he's been really well at doing that. They've been doing it this year? No. And that's part of the reason why they're thriving.
Yeah.
But if Cade were to get a second star next to him, especially if they could handle the ball, not, phenomenal like a guard, but just a little bit, and you allow Cade to play off the ball, throw him a couple back screens, like I could see that.
Yeah.
But I can't
Yeah.
imagine Luka Doncic playing off the ball.
No.
And we
Luka
saw
cannot play
that
off the ball.
in Dallas. When Kyrie had the ball, Luka was standing on a wing in a corner.
Just wait and see what happens.
So
Yeah.
maybe it's just from the cumulative of what I've seen of Luka Doncic.
Mhm.
But I can't see it. Can't.
Yeah. It's tough. And the
And I
biggest
think
thing
that's part of the reason why he's dropped out of a top 5 player for me. I don't think Luka Doncic is a top 5 player in the world.
it's
I
fair.
think he's a top 5 talent.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think that he's a top 5 player.
And I think I just think so highly. It's because he literally put that Mavericks team on his back. And he did it, and he did it in 2021 when he went to the conference finals. He did it in 2023 or 22 when he went to the NBA finals. I've seen him put the team on his back and carry that team to wherever they went to. But it's tough. I just because I've seen it before, I believe he can do it. Will he do it? I don't know. And I think, again, the bigger question is, can he do it in a Laker uniform? Is the next question. And the bigger conversation. Okay, D'Lo, we got a few minutes left. We haven't talked much college basketball this year, but the championship tournaments are coming up here, I believe, next week. The Big Ten championship tournament and the Big 12 championship tournament, et cetera, ACC, SEC. And there are a lot of NBA prospects, D'Lo. As we know, this is one of the more loaded NBA or college draft classes in a while that we've seen. And that's, hence the reason why a lot of these teams are tanking and trying to get, those top 5 picks, those top 3 picks, the first overall pick. It's because there are a lot of prospects in college basketball right now that could absolutely be a difference maker for an NBA franchise. What I want to ask you, D'Lo, is which one of those guys stands out the most? Which one of those guys has poked their head above the rest and said, I am the best prospect in college basketball. I am the number 1 overall pick. Which one of those guys stands out to you the most?
See, if you would have asked this a month ago, my answer would have been different.
Okay.
And it 100% would have been different. And I think a majority of the people know why. Because it would have been Darren Peterson.
Yeah.
100% would have been Darren Peterson.
Agreed.
But with everything that's been going on, I don't know. I really don't. What is going on with him? And then you look at another guy, AJ Debasta. I'm pretty sure that's
Debasta?
Yeah.
You call what Tone calls him. AJ baptize you.
Tone's guy, right? And then you have my personal favorite of the 3, and Cameron Boozer out of Duke. He's been great. And I feel like he's been overshadowed by the other 2. But when you look at his numbers and you look at how Duke has performed, why? But then there are other guys. You have guys like Caleb Wilson. You have guys like Kingston Flemings. You have guys like Nate Ament. You have our guy out of Arizona. I like Koa Pete.
Koa Pete, man.
Still like Koa Pete. So it's just like when you look at it, I don't know if there's a wrong answer to this question. However, with that said, I'm still gonna say Cameron Boozer. I mean, he's 6'9". He IQ wise has a high basketball IQ. He's efficient. He's really polished for a forward, like really polished. Think that he is the most NBA ready currently. And I think that if you're a number one pick, is that going to be enough for you? Or do you want to take the project? I think Cameron Boozer has the highest floor among all of them. Without a doubt, I think he has the highest floor. With that said, I also think that he could have the highest ceiling of all of them because he could be like miniature Giannis in a way. I think that if he could develop, some playmaking skills and a little bit of ball handling, he could very well be that. It's just a matter of, is that more worth that pick than the potential of what AJ and Darren could be? I don't know. I really don't know.
And that's the thing, right? You see the potential of those guys, and you're like, what if? What if?
Yes. Because, I mean, when you look at Darren Peterson, combo guard, which you don't see a whole lot of anymore. You don't see a whole lot of combo guards anymore.
Mm-mm.
He is an elite shot maker. And not only that, he is a really good defender.
Yeah.
And so when you look at that, and then you also consider AJ 6'9", he's scoring 24 a game right now. He's probably the best physically built of the three. It's tough. It's so tough. But if I were picking number one for a franchise, I would pick Cameron.
And D'Lo, and you talked a little bit about it. He's so good defensively too. He's so
good.
smart defensively, and with his ability to score the ball and just, I really like his basketball IQ from Cameron Boozer. That's one of the things I like the most about him. And he knows how to play the game, obviously, from his father, Carlos Boozer, who was a very high basketball IQ guy. I like Cameron Boozer a lot. If I'm being completely honest, D'Lo, if I'm an NBA team, I don't know if I would touch Darren Peterson with a 10-foot pole. That situation
Not number
right now,
one. Not number one.
it terrifies me. It terrifies me with the direction the NBA is going in already. And he's asking to sit out in college. In college. That terrifies me if I'm an NBA organization. Now, again, it all depends on who has the number one pick and what their situation is looking like. But say any organization has the number one pick, and I could pick any of these guys. This might be the cliche. Oh, of course you pick it. I'm going AJ DeBanza. I think he is the best player in college basketball. And I think he's also the best coached because D'Lo, the coach of BYU is Kevin Young, a longtime NBA assistant. He was on that Suns coaching staff when they went to the finals. He was a finalist for the after the Suns fired Monty. He was a finalist to get that job for the Suns. And he's done a wonderful job with BYU. Even before AJ DeBanza, I'm sure Kevin Young was one of the reasons why AJ DeBanza wanted to go to BYU. Is because of the way that Kevin Young is able to develop those players. And AJ DeBanza, the one thing I will agree with you on this, D'Lo, I think Cameron Boozer has the highest floor. I think he has the highest floor because even if he doesn't live up to this ridiculous potential that he has, there are still other things that he does so very well that can keep him in the league and keep him at a productive level in the league to where he's making $25-30 million a year. He can be a Mikal Bridges. He can be an OG Anunoby. He could be one of these wing guys that just does their job and does it really, really well in the NBA and gets you paid and he keeps you a job. But I think when you look at AJ Debinsa and everything that comes along with him, you look at the scoring ability, you look at his rim protecting ability. He can protect the rim a little bit. He's long, he's lanky, he has good timing in terms of blocking shots. He can score at any level of the court. He can shoot the three ball. He can get to the mid range. He can get to the basket. There are very few flaws in his game. Is he a little underdeveloped? I do think he is. I think he's a little raw in terms of his talent, but I think he
That's
has
what worries me the most.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 100%, D'Lo. He's a little raw. He's supremely talented, but it's almost, does he know what to do with that talent? If that makes sense.
And that's part of the issue where you mentioned who's going to have this pick.
Yeah,
that makes night and day difference. Because again, if we're talking about Indiana having this number 1 overall pick,
I mean, it's
is it
either
worth
Debinsa or Boozer.
is it worth taking a guy like Debinsa, where you already know what you have in Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam, and now you're adding Zubac, and you take a swing at the kid, right? And you decide, hey, he either pans out or he doesn't, but either way, I know that I have a good roster. Or do you take the more talent ready and high floor of Boozer, and you say, if I slot this guy in here, oh my Lord, look at what this opens up. Like, I think that is a good question, where I think in that scenario, Debinsa probably wouldn't be the pick. I think that it would go Boozer. I really think that they do, based off what they have. However, if you go to a separate team, like, obviously it can't be the Pelicans because they don't own their pick, but let's just say the Pelicans for the example of using the Pelicans.
Mhm.
You bring in Debinsa, and then guess what? That opens up your roster. You start building around this, number 1 overall pick. Let's get rid of Zion.
Yeah.
We have him and Queen. Let's build around them. Let's ship Zion out, see what we can find. You see what I mean? Like, I feel like it just depends on where they go. Because in that case, you wouldn't want Boozer. He's just realistically not going to give you the highest chance of a prospect.
And I think, D'Lo, it's funny. I think the word of the day for this episode, the word of the day is situation. Because that legitimately matters so much. So much. Because if AJ Debinsa, honestly, if I'm AJ Debinsa, if I have a solidified head coach, if I have a Rick Carlisle of the Pacers, like that, and I can send him to, and I'm able to coach AJ Debinsa. I'm a guy, I'm Rick Carlisle. I'm the guy that has been there, done that at every level for as long as he's been doing it. And so he knows what it looks like to develop a young talent like AJ Debinsa. Or it terrifies me because what if he goes to a Utah? What if he goes to Utah where it's just a young, just AAU team that just goes out there, roll the ball out. Hey, go do something.
I hate to be that guy. Sacramento, Brooklyn.
Like, not ideal
These
situation.
rosters that are known for not developing talent.
Yep.
They're known for it. But the Wizards, although I think their situation a little different. You have Trae Young, you have Anthony Davis, you have Alex Sarr, who, by the way, shout out to Alex Sarr, dude.
He's flashed, D'Lo.
He's been great. He's been so great.
Yeah.
But a little different. But then when you look at I keep going back to Indiana. They've developed talent. I mean, you see Victor Oladipo pre-injury, right? You see Domantas Sabonis. You see Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton, when he got traded from Sacramento, was not an all-star player.
No. Mm-mm.
Now he is. You
Yeah.
see Miles Turner. Phenomenal. One of the best role players in the NBA.
Went to
Granted, now
Milwaukee.
he's in
Not the
Milwaukee.
same.
Yeah. Yep. Milwaukee, where careers go to die. Anyway, that's the theme
The
of
New
this
York Jets.
episode. Yeah, of the NBA. Yeah.
AJ DeManta, he's one of those guys I want to go to. I want to go to an established organization.
And another team that's, they don't have the highest chance, but is also in the lottery. Dallas.
Man.
The Dallas Mavericks.
If Jason Kidd gets the possession, the whatever it is of AJ DeBansa and pairs him with Cooper Flag.
With Kyrie Irving coming back.
You thought the Spurs were going to be scary.
Would be actually insane.
That would be terrifying.
Now, granted, they are, around what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is around 7 right now.
Mhm.
But we've seen, especially picks 8 through 4, we've seen them jump before. I mean, hell, what Dallas was at 13th last year to get the number 1 overall pick, something like that, and they jumped all the way to number 1.
Yeah, never
So I'm
know.
not saying it's likely, but I'm just saying, like, imagine.
Better not be likely.
And we've seen what Cooper Flag is doing. He's him and Concanepple, rookie of the year race right now.
Oh, easy. Him, VJ Edgecombe, throw him into that
VJ
conversation.
Edgecombe, Derek Queen,
yeah. That's all I ask for AJ. For AJ, I want him to go to an established organization who understands what it takes to develop young, supremely talented NBA players. Because if he doesn't, it's going to be a very, very big disappointment.
I would like him to go anywhere that isn't Sacramento.
Agree. I don't want him.
And anybody else.
Yeah, I don't want to see him in Brooklyn either. I don't want to see him in Brooklyn.
Yes, I don't either, but Brooklyn would be better than Sacramento.
It would be. It would be. It absolutely would be. So
only talent that's came out of Sacramento is De'Aaron Fox.
That's it.
Very unfortunate.
Chris Webber ain't walking through that door anytime soon. Mike Bibby ain't walking through that door.
Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton should have been walking out that door, but they traded him, so
got rid of him. Yeah, I and I think the thing is, and last thing on this, Lo, because but the biggest thing, Cameron Boozer could literally go anywhere. That's probably my favorite thing about Cameron Boozer.
That's the most intriguing part about Cameron Boozer.
And just fit in. That's the type of player he is. And so that's why I do like your point. I really do like your point about Cameron Boozer. So I think he can go anywhere and just fit in. I think that's
the thing is that if he goes to a team like Sacramento or Brooklyn, I think he has the best chance of reaching the ceiling that he has. But if he goes to a team like Indiana or Washington, I think that he is already the best prospect in a win now situation, especially for teams like that, where Indiana is going to compete once Tyrese Halliburton comes back.
Yep.
Washington, if they can stay healthy, is more than likely going to compete. I think Trae Young and Anthony Davis gives them a spot in the play-in at the very least.
Yeah.
When you look at it from that perspective, and maybe even the Jazz, I mean, you have Triple J coming back, you have Lauri Markkanen, you have Walker Kessler who will be back next year.
Yep.
Why not?
It's an interesting situation. Like
it's all about fit.
You know where I might be intrigued to see where he goes, Cameron Boozer? Charlotte.
Don't send him to Charlotte. Don't send him to Charlotte.
Okay. The biggest reason why I say that, Lo, is because
that would be crazy.
Like
it would.
He could add just a solidification to that roster. He might be the piece that puts them over the top. Not over the top in terms of competing for a championship, but okay. Now we have a roster. We have LaMelo Ball. We have Brandon. Brendan Miller. We have Brendan Miller. I'm sorry.
I was gonna
don't know why.
say
Brendan
that's
Miller.
crazy.
We have Miles Bridges. We have all these guys. Colin Sexton they traded for. We have a bunch of guys. Con Knippel. We have a bunch of guys. Okay, you know what? Let's put it all together. Let's put this massive puzzle together of all these tiny little pieces, and put them together with the big pieces, with the LaMelo Balls, with the Con Knippels, with the Cameron Boozers. And if he can go there and be that corner piece of the puzzle, that Charlotte team could make some real noise in the East, D-Lo.
Out to Michael Jordan.
Hey, well, that is the GOAT NBA player. Anything else, hey, I'm not arguing that. That is going to do it for this episode of Gumball Sports Machine. Thank you all for watching. As I always say, goodness, let me say that with some more passion. Let me say this with some more effort. Shout out Luka Doncic. As I always say, if nobody else is going to tell you, I will tell you. I love you. You matter, and you have a purpose. All you have to do is wake up in the morning. And as long as you keep waking up, you have a purpose. And you may fail, but as long as you keep getting back up, that's all anyone can ask of you. Strive for happiness and be grateful for what you do have instead of upset for what you don't. And D-Lo, if you don't mind, filling in for Tone. Tone's being a dad this week, so
Like, comment, subscribe.
thank you, sir.
You're not getting it twice.
No, all right. Well, you embarrassed me because I thought it was. Okay.
Go like, comment, subscribe to the Wax Show. Put a plug in right here.
Yes.
Also, even though we said it earlier in the video, shout out to our guy John Holiday. Go follow him on all platforms.
BBF Holiday, Big John Holiday stands in the chat, man. Okay, well, I was gonna put Kevin's comment in, but I think we'd get probably RKO'd by YouTube. But thank you all for watching again. Like D-Lo said, if you don't mind hitting that like button, tapping that subscribe button, and following us on all of our social media platforms, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and of course YouTube. We're always active on all of them. Hit us up. Let us know what you like about what we said, what we don't like about what we said. But for my dog, my boy, the man we call Flip Say Less, David Largo, aka co-host D-Lo. Shout out my boy, man. We're holding it down for OG today. Again, like I said, he's got to take on his fatherly duties, so he wasn't able to join us today. For yours truly, Jamal Gumo, aka Gumball, aka Mr. Gumo. And I will put this up here because I love this guy so much. John Holiday. It was such a blessing being able to see him the other day. And so, yeah, glad to see he's doing well. He's got to come on the pod one of these days. We got to get him on the pod.
One of these days, because he is a Laker fan.
He is a Laker fan. He which, again, I love John. I love everything about John other than that. But, sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. Huh?
Because why? Why are you a Laker fan?
He's from out there. So I got to give him the credit.
And that's cool and all, but the Clippers are also out in there.
That is true. That is true.
Why aren't you a Clipper fan?
Take to be a Kings fan. No,
yeah, exactly.
I should have said that. That was inappropriate. I'm sorry, D-Lo.
Just a little bit, but that's fine. I got
Shout
a
out.
Laker fan. Don't do that.
God, I hate
do that.
I hate the
Don't
Lakers.
we all?
But I love John and I love Kevin and I love everybody else who's watching this. D-Lo, I love you. It's okay. You don't have to say it back. I know you love me too. That is going to close out the show. As always, it is nice to be important, but it is much, much more important to be nice. We will be back. English. English. I think I just had a stroke. We will be back on Friday night to discuss all NBA news, NFL news, NFL draft news going into the NFL combine, NFL free agency next week. Stay tuned for that. Love you all. Thank you all for watching. Once again, it is nice to be important, but it's much more important to be nice. We'll be back Friday night. Deuces.